Hey, it's the vlog ride. We are on our way into work, hitting a wee bit of traffic, so I don't know how long I've got, so I'm going to try and be brief with this and not, go off or anything. I finished up Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, so I'll be working on the video essay for that and what I want to talk about as far as the coming out narrative. I did want to, touch on a few things that are kind of on my mind from having read the book again, that I won't be talking about with the video essay because they're not relevant to that topic, but are otherwise a thing. So it is definitely a children's book. And I don't say that in order to put it down for being a children's book. I enjoyed reading the book as an adult. That's when the story came out. The series came out. I was already well into adulthood. I still enjoyed reading the stories as an adult. They're not unapproachable to read. So I don't say that to put the book down for being a children's book. I say that because it's very apparent that certain choices were made because the target audience was children, and that's not good, because children catch on to things very, very well. They especially do in media, reading and things like that, because of how you take in information when you're reading. But just in general, kids catch on to things. They catch on to nuances, and they catch on to innuendo. They get what is going on around them, even if they do not have the vocabulary and the experience for enunciating what they're seeing. So, alright, I'm just going to say this now. Spoilers for the book and for the series. Alright. At the end, when he faces off against Quirrell, and he's found out that it's Quirrell and not Snape who's doing all of this, he's like, but Snape tried to kill me. And Quirrell's like, no, foolish boy, it was me. I tried to kill you. But that Granger girl ended up knocking me and breaking my concentration on the spell. I don't recall Hermione getting caught, because, the very least thing that would have happened is she would have lost a whole bunch of points for catching a teacher on fire. But more than likely, she would have been expelled for physically assaulting a teacher with fire. Even in the world of children's stories, that's pretty serious. So, yeah. I found reading that line jarring. I'm pretty sure in the movie that it actually gets adjusted. But, yeah. I don't remember her getting caught. I remember her just getting back over to them and everything being fine. So, that whole thing, I get leaving it if you think you need to spell that out for kids because you think they're not going to get it. But if you have him say, yes, I was trying to kill you, not Snape, he was trying to stop me, but I got jostled, and lost my concentration on the spell, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get, oh, that was Hermione. You don't have to spell it out for them. But to be fair to Rowling, we don't just do this in children's stories. We do this in adult media too. We do not treat audiences like they're intelligent sometimes. Okay, so there's that. Then there's the whole trial thing for guarding the stone. And it's like, I get that the Sorcerer's Stone is something that should not be obtained for free. So, in order for Harry to obtain it, he needs to go through trials. That's fine. But these trials are not set up for the purpose of somebody being worthy of obtaining the stone. They're set up so that they keep Voldemort, or whoever might be working for Voldemort, away from it. You set things up in different ways when you just plain want to keep someone out, and when you only want somebody worthy to have it. And these two things do not mesh well. And outside of giving Harry and his friends a way to find out what all of the trials are, I get that he's not going to have a solution at his fingertips to get through each of these things. But, yeah, it just seems like it makes everyone, especially Dumbledore, look very foolish for how they guarded things, and the worst kind of people to have guarding it. I think it would have gone better if it had actually been Flamel who set up hiding and guarding the stone, and clues as to what was guarding them, being what was peppered through different lessons and things like that, because of whatever reason. Obviously Flamel wouldn't have had any of them as teachers, but in his 900 years or something like that, 600, however old he was, maybe he did teach every class at Hogwarts, or wrote every textbook at Hogwarts, or most of them, or somehow otherwise had a hand in all of the different things taught at Hogwarts, so that, all of the teachers in their lessons, without knowing that they're doing so, have clues as to what Flamel would have guarding the stone, or something like that. It would have been much more complicated to write, but it would have made more sense to have something that is both put up and meant to keep someone out, period, but also serve as a trial for somebody worthy to find it. Or hell, he could have just put the stone up somewhere in order for somebody to be worthy to find it, and everyone was afraid that Voldemort would find a way to trick it or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it would have made things like, Dumbledore kind of wanting Harry to go after it make more sense. Because it doesn't. You don't get an explanation for that line, and you don't expect to, but you do expect some kind of hint of reasoning, and there's not really one there. We get the hint about something more important about Harry and why, and we find out that Voldemort had gone to kill Harry, but that doesn't mesh with. It doesn't really go well with Dumbledore wanting Harry to go after the stone. So there's that. And then there's the whole thing with Snape knows Quirrell's up to something. He knows after the first Quidditch match that Quirrell is trying to kill Harry. And he doesn't go to Dumbledore. And we know by the end of the books that Dumbledore very explicitly trusts Snape. We actually know early in the series that he explicitly trusts Snape. And, like, you know, most no one gets it. But Snape knows that he's trusted. It doesn't make sense for Snape not to go to Dumbledore. And then if he did go to Dumbledore and Dumbledore didn't do anything, knowing what we know by the end of the series, it doesn't make sense that Snape would have put up with that shit. You know, the moment, like, when it's just suspicions and Snape's like, why are you suddenly wearing a turban, buddy? That's fine. But when he catches Quirrell trying to kill Harry, why doesn't he go to Dumbledore with that? You know, and just go, he tried to kill a student. Can we throw him into Azkaban? Because I'm pretty sure he's working for Voldemort. But he doesn't, and I don't get it. You know, outside of the writer needed it to be this way, it doesn't make sense. But yeah. But, you know, those things aside, the book was still very enjoyable to read again. Even knowing everything that's going to come. You know, when Hagrid gives Harry the picture album while he's, you know, recovering from his encounter with Voldemort, I still got choked up. Because it's really touching, and it's so fitting for those two characters that this would be a thing that Hagrid would do for him. It really cements there the friendship that is going to form between Harry and Hagrid. So it's a really great moment. I still got choked up on it, or over it. It was really good. And yeah, the books aren't perfect. They got some logic problems, but not the fun kind of logic problems. But they are really good books. I really enjoyed reading it, and I'm going to really enjoy doing this essay on it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that y'all will look forward to it as well, that y'all will enjoy it. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, especially if you are interested in seeing the video essay that I'm going to start working on here soon for the book. You know, comment your thoughts down below, and hit me up on Twitter if you would like.